One of the hardest things to do in life is define the meaning of this word character. Something recently happened that I was schooled so amazingly, I learned so amazingly what character looks like in the real world right in front of our eyes. So, this is a story about someone that most of you know. He goes by the name of Amit Chawla. Okay. In case you don't know him, Amit is part of MNP11. He is a business clarity coach. And this guy just did something that I don't think I'm ever going to forget in my life. And maybe in my many other lives to come, I am that impacted by it. And here it goes. So Amit recently launched a book. You might have heard about it. The book is called Clarity First. Right. And he really wanted me to come in at the launch of the book because he has quoted me in the book, and he really wanted that Paritosh, you should be present. But as life would have it, I wasn't meant to go, and you'll understand why very soon. I wasn't meant to go because I had the launch of the 14th batch of MNP right at that time when Amit was launching his book. So, and I really wanted to go there. So I told Amit that, Amit, when you're launching the book, let me join you online with my 14th batch, entire 14th batch, for that moment when you're unveiling. It'll be for 5 minutes, but I want to be around and unveil, watch that unveiling of the book. I really wanted to be there, right? So Amit looked at logistics, and logistically it wasn't shaping up. So he reached out and he said, no, well, this is not possible. How about I come over one of these, you're launching this 14th batch of MNP. I come over one of the breaks, 5 minutes, launch the book. I really want to do that with you. How about I come up? And I was unsure about the timing because this is the first time we'd taken the 3 days module into a 4 days expansion. And I wasn't sure by that time what day, what energy would we be creating, would book launch fit in, etc., etc. And in that indecisiveness, I actually procrastinated and then completely forgot to get back to Amit. Now we're on day 4 of the launch of MNP 11 batch. Okay, day 4. We're at the lunchtime, and I grab my plate and I turn around, and there's Amit standing behind me. And I'm like, hey! So the moment I saw him, a vibe of guilt went through me completely from head to toe. And I was like, oh my God. I was supposed to get back to him. He's been following up so much. I've not done this. And in that moment, I felt that I dishonored him. And there was Amit standing with an absolute huge smile on his face. I said to him, took me a few seconds to find my words, but then I said, I'm so glad you're here. Let's do it right now. So he's like, cool. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. So long story short, I know it's 3 minutes, 30 seconds, but you got to hear this out. Okay, you got to hear this out. Now, Amit comes in, we come in, we play a small video. Then I said, Amit's here, Amit's clarity coach. Really love the guy. Just introduced him to the group, and he comes on the stage. And I said, Amit, please launch your book. So Amit comes on the stage and he starts telling how the book has come together. And then he couldn't speak. He was choking. And just a couple of moments later, he had tears in his eyes. I've never seen Amit cry. I never thought he could cry. I never thought he was the kind of person who would cry, leave alone in front of strangers at the time of launching a book. What's going on? Why is he crying? I wanted to go and talk to him, but something told me just stay back. So I didn't. He's crying. And he turns around and he tells us that yesterday, when he was launching the book, he was doing the official launch of the book. While he was launching the book, he said this line, while he was signing the new books, his mother-in-law was signing off from life. Character of a man. And he's here the next day. He didn't have to be. one day before, someone very clearly that he felt a connection to had passed away. And he's there the next day. And look at it. So this obviously shook me to the core. I don't think something like this if ever happened in my world, I would have the courage, until I saw him do it, I don't think I would have the courage to go and launch a book at a launch of a MNP group, right, or someone else's group. I don't think I would have had the courage. So this shook me to the core. But in that moment, while I was being shaken, something hit me. And I was like, this is just not it. There's something more. So here's a guy who obviously has this strength to come in the next day, honor someone that he feels gratitude towards at a time like this. But what just completely I found unbelievable was this, that he was asking me again and again, out of the 4 days, which day can I come, which day can I come, which day can I come? And I honestly, sincerely just forgot to respond to him. So this man has a character who in such adversity, such situation, is so committed to honoring others, and at the same time, doesn't have the ego. He doesn't have the ego to feel that, you know what, I'm reaching out to Paritosh again and again, and you're not responding. Samit was talking to my staff, to me, and he didn't let the ego come in between. So imagine someone who can hold true to his values at times like these. How amazing. Goosebumps. All right, so a lot of us have been asking, how do we define character? How do we define character? And I think today I finally know. How do we define character?